An underestimation of your opponent can cost you a lot. To excel in darts, you must not only master the physical aspects, but also employ tactics that can subtly undermine an opponent's performance. While practicing and working on your techniques will significantly improve your game, knowing practical ways to weaken your opponent will significantly increase your winning streak. Today's Darts Decoded will expose you to top tricks they never told you about. Note that the tricks we will be sharing in this video are legal and safe to practice. Let's get straight into it. In the game of darts, even the slightest distraction can cause an opponent to miss an important shot. This leads us to the first trick, which is the art of distraction. While it's important to play within the bounds of good sportsmanship, understanding the art of distracting your opponent will give you an advantage. A useful technique that works like magic is to adjust your position at the 𝗊𝗂𝐻𝐾𝐿. When adjusting, it doesn't have to be very obvious. A simple shift in your stance or a slight adjustment of your footing can catch your opponent's eye. Doing this during strategic times, like during their throw or preparation phase, will divert their focus from the board to your movement. Another practice you may want to try is engaging in harmless, non-intrusive activities, like regripping your darts or adjusting your shirt sleeves. Remember, the goal is to engage in only legally acceptable actions to avoid being disqualified. These actions have a high tendency to break your opponent's concentration, especially if they are in the middle of calculating their next shot or strategizing their throw. Again, it is important to remain discreet and remember that any action perceived as intentionally disruptive could be deemed unsportsmanlike and may result in penalties or a negative reputation among your peers. The next trick is to control the tempo of the game. This is because the pace of the game can greatly influence an opponent's comfort level and performance. Some players thrive on a rapid-fire pace, feeling confident and in control when they can quickly proceed from one throw to the next. Others prefer a more deliberate pace, taking their time to assess each situation and plan their shots. Identifying your opponent's preferred tempo will help you disrupt their flow. For instance, if your opponent enjoys a fast-paced game, you can deliberately slow your approach. Take your time to aim and prepare, making sure to breathe deeply and maintain a calm demeanor. This will make your opponent impatient, causing them to rush their shots and potentially make mistakes. On the other hand, if your opponent seems to prefer a slower pace, you can speed up your throws. This will create a sense of urgency and pressure, and may even lead them to speed up their routine, resulting in inaccuracies. The next trick is an epic one, using psychological gamesmanship, which involves subtle psychological tactics to affect your opponent's mental state. An effective way of doing this could be simply complimenting your opponent on an excellent throw. Remember, the aim is to distract your opponent without causing discomfort or irritation, as negative feelings can backfire and lead to heightened concentration from your opponent. You can also subtly express confidence even if you're feeling uncertain. Phrases like, "I've been hitting those doubles all day," or "This is my favorite spot on the board" can implant seeds of doubt in your opponent's mind about their own abilities or strategy. Some players find that standing slightly to the left or right of the center line offers a clearer view of the board or a more comfortable throwing angle. Interestingly, your positioning can also influence your opponent. This leads us to the fourth point, paying attention to your positioning and stance. Do this by experimenting with different stances or positions on the 𝗊𝗂𝐻𝐾𝐿. This will help you alter their visual perspective and comfort level, potentially leading to improved accuracy and consistency. If you position yourself slightly differently each time, it can disrupt their mental image of the board and their muscle memory. This disruption can be particularly effective if they rely heavily on visual cues or specific focal points to line up their shots. By standing closer to the board or further back, you can also subtly affect their perception of distance and the time they feel they have to react or plan their next move. Experimenting with different stances like closed, semi-open, or open stances can help you find the most stable and comfortable position for your throws. This stability will lead to more consistent results and fewer adjustments mid-game. Ever found yourself in a seemingly hopeless situation, trailing significantly behind your opponent? If your answer is yes, then the next trick will help. Play unusual numbers or combinations. During these times, instead of following the usual patterns or aiming for standard checkouts, you can use this unconventional strategy. This tactic is particularly effective when your opponent is in a comfortable lead and may be underestimating your chances of making a comeback. All you need to do is target less common sections of the board or set up unconventional checkouts. This may disrupt your opponent's mental state to the extent that they begin to second-guess their strategy, wondering if you've identified a unique scoring path they hadn't considered. This uncertainty can create a psychological edge for you, as your opponent may start to overthink their throws, leading to mistakes. Additionally, unusual scoring routes can catch your opponent off guard, making it harder for them to anticipate your next move. These unconventional choices can break the monotony of the game and make your opponent question their own game plan. It's a subtle way to introduce an element of surprise and disrupt their focus, giving you a potential opportunity to turn the game around. The sixth trick on our list is celebrating your successes. This particular trick is super effective. Simple gestures like clenching your fist, a nod of approval, or a quiet "come on" after hitting a crucial shot can have a surprising impact on your opponent. These small celebrations are perfectly within the bounds of sportsmanship and can be used strategically to rattle your opponent. While celebrating, ensure to keep it subtle and respectful. Over-the-top reactions may come across as unsportsmanlike and may backfire, but controlled, confident celebrations can serve a dual purpose. Firstly, they'll signal to your opponent that you are confident and in control, making them feel more pressure and potentially doubt their own performance. Secondly, these gestures can be slightly irritating or distracting to your opponent, especially if they are already under pressure or frustrated. These simple actions show that you're focused and ready for the next challenge, while subtly reminding your opponent that you are capable of delivering under pressure. This tactic can be particularly effective if used sparingly and at crucial moments in the game. To crown it all, a fundamental trick that will change your game. Control your emotions and body language. In the high-pressure environment of a darts match, maintaining control over your emotions and body language is crucial. A calm demeanor can convey confidence and stability, even when the game isn't going in your favor. This composure can psychologically impact your opponent, making them doubt your weaknesses and second-guess their strategy. Also note that showing signs of frustration, such as sighing, shaking your head, or slumping your shoulders, can embolden your opponent, making them feel more confident and in control, so avoid such. Another aspect of body language involves using subtle cues to influence your opponent's mindset. For example, after a successful shot, a slight nod or a brief smile can signal to your opponent that you are unfazed and in control. Even if you are feeling the pressure, projecting confidence and calmness will create a psychological edge, making your opponent think that they are up against a composed and formidable person. While these 7 tips offer legal ways to gain an edge over your opponent, it's essential to approach each game with a spirit of fairness and sportsmanship. The ultimate goal is to improve your performance while respectfully challenging your opponent. Mastering the tricks in this video will enhance your chances of success. Remember, the key to excelling in darts lies in a combination of practice, strategy, and a solid mental game. There you have it. Darts Decoded. Tricks to weaken your opponent. Have you tried any of these tricks before? Let us know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and activate the bell so you will be notified when we upload more amazing videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Until next time, watch, learn, and win.